In this video, I want to talk about adding overrides as a way to accommodate different students. There are two types of overrides. There's a user override. So if a particular student needs additional time to take a quiz, you can add a user override. If you have multiple sections in one As You Learn site, you may want to add a group override if one of the sections has a different due date for a single assignment. Here I am in my As You Learn site. I'm going to show you how to add a user override and also a group override. And again, this works for assignments or for quizzes. So here's my initial assignment, and when I created it, here are the settings that I used, that it was due on this date at 9:30 a.m. So let's imagine that I want to add a different due time for the second section. When you first click the assignment, just go under the gear and go to Group Override. One key element, you need to have created groups within As You Learn first before you can add this type of override. So 101 is going to use this time. On this date at 9:30 the paper is due. For my other section, my 102 section, I'm going to make the paper due at 11:30 a.m. Once you click Save, you've added the group override. Sometimes faculty get confused. They think they need to add a second group override, but you don't. When you create the assignment, you have a due date. That's what the first section is going to use. The group override just says for the second section, they have a different set of parameters, and that's what I've just created. If you want to edit or double check anything, if you go to the group override, go to the gear, and it's going to show you what you set up. In the next example, I'm going to add a user override. Those are most often done with quizzes. So here is my quiz, and within the settings, these are the parameters I had, the window of dates when they can take it, and also how long they get. So let's say I have a student who needs twice the time to take a quiz. What you do is go to the quiz, go under the gear, and this time add a user override. Click Add User Override. And here you're going to search for the student. So you can start to type their name or click here to select them from a drop-down. And with user overrides, I can adjust the dates. So if I have an athlete who just needs different dates to take it, I can adjust that. Or I can also adjust the time limit. So instead of 30 minutes, you would get 60 minutes. You can also adjust this from hours to minutes, whatever you need. Then just click Save. And much like a group override, if you want to double check, just click the gear and it's going to show you the parameters you set up. Now if you have multiple students who need user overrides, you do have to create a separate user override for each student, and you will also have to do it within each quiz if you have multiple quizzes. I hope this video helps.